I loved art from the time I picked up a pencil, I suppose. I drew and drew and drew and drew all the time. I don't know why my parents even knew about it, but when I was 9 years old, they enrolled me in an art class that was done through CFAC. And I think it was I want to say it was at the Louisville Free Public Library, but I don't really know. I know that my father would take me there on his way to work. I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago, I got really smitten with the idea of paintings that were sort of based on kind of abbreviated form of an L, turned different ways. And, you know, it's like, so I did that one, and there's another one in my studio. There's a bunch of them. A lot of them went out into the corporate world through our art program, and they're out there someplace, I don't know. I didn't take any art classes in college. All my classes were academic. I had a lot of friends in the art department. Then I started up again making art almost right after college, and then never stopped. Still making it. I moved to Louisville 1977, and I felt a little disconnected. I didn't know too many people, and I started taking classes at C.J. Pressman's school, the Center for Photographic Studies. That sort of opened up a new world for me. I had always loved photography. I had a dark room in a pantry at my home, but I didn't, I was self-taught, but I really learned a lot from taking those classes. And then suggestion of a longtime friend of mine, Lynn Crawley, I started taking pottery lessons. All this kind of led me to be part of the clay community.
I like Chuck's art because the way he puts things together is very creative. The sectional canvases combines that he produces is always a juxtaposition of color versus image versus the physicality of the work that he's doing. It's very unique in terms of his practice as an artist.
I first met Chuck on Bardstown Road when he had a gallery with Lynn Crawley, the Swanson Crawley Gallery, and it was quite the place to see art. I knew him first as a gallerist, and I really enjoyed the energy he put into his space. He was the kind of young gallerist that would put up partitions and paint walls and everything, trying to enhance the artist's work, and I just admired that so much.
I had known Lynn when I was in high school and college, and then we had met up again, and she wanted something to do in her life that meant something to her, and the gallery meant something to her. And a lot of people thought she was the business side of things and I was the creative side of things, but we were both. We were as much, she was as much the creative side of it when we were partners as I was, and I was a pretty good business person.
Chuck Swanson is one of the best gallery owners I've known, and Chuck's been involved in the art scene here in Louisville for years. And when I moved back to Louisville, Swanson Gallery was the #1 gallery in Louisville. And I've had, over the last few years, I've had the pleasure of getting to know Chuck. He has a studio next door to us now, and it's been one of the highlights of my experience here in Louisville in the art scene.
So when I started doing shows at my gallery, the first show I did was a photographer that was a friend of CJ's, and named Bill Carner, and Laura Ross, who was a clay person I'd gotten to know. So I had a small space in the Schuster building. It's now the Smoothie King on Bardstown Road. Gosh, 1984, I joined the Highland Commerce Guild because I was trying to be civic and have an influence on Bardstown Road. Jim Goodwin and Kelly Milligan was the other person that did it, the three of us. We decided to do a contest called Bardstown Road Aglow, and that thing is still going. It's a phenomenon. And I was real involved in the Visual Art Network. We did different types of outdoor exhibits, and we tried to get the galleries together by having limos and vans connect them Then I became partners with Lynn Crawley. We were going to get evicted from the Schuster building. We got lucky and we found a building for sale. We were able to put on better exhibits, and we put on some really good exhibits. One day, Julius Friedman again, and John Begley and Billy Hertz. We met with Mayor Armstrong, and we said we'd like to do this thing like a gallery hop. My wife and I had been to Columbus, and we had just happenstance upon a First Friday gallery hop, and there were thousands of people moving between the galleries. We wanted to do that in Louisville, and to our surprise, he was saying, let's do it. And so we started the First Friday gallery hop.
I think the idea of legacy happens only when you can continue to contribute to the community over a long period of time, and that builds a legacy.
LVA has been a vital portal to art in our town for 116 years. I've had the privilege of this journey myself for 50 years. 50 years. Don't do the math, I'm 78. Visual art is not just a way of making, it's a way of seeing, thinking, and imagining. Art is intrinsic to a high quality of life. It gives a sense of magic to our everyday experiences. I want to extend my congratulations to all the honorees, but especially to my dear longtime friend Chuck Swanson, who is receiving the Legacy Award. Chuck is not only a fabulous artist and gallerist, if that's a word, I think it's a word, a generous supporter of both emerging artists and established artists. Chuck was a cornerstone to the success of our thriving Nulu community. His dedication has helped shape the creative landscape of Louisville. Chuck, we honor you, and we are wishing you and Carol the best. Yay, Chuck!
I really do want to thank LVA for this Legacy Award. I don't know that I deserve it more than other people. I really feel that way, but I think I probably deserve it enough to get it, but it's sort of a surprise to me. I don't feel, maybe I feel like my legacy isn't finished. And, I really feel wonderful about getting the award. I never would have imagined it, really. But I'm really thankful for it.